These are rehearsal scenes from The Real Love.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Michael.
Today we have the honor to speak to Joanna and
TheRealLoveMusic.com.
Looking at the list, and you got Tony Award winners, you got Golden Globe winners, you got Oscar winners, the list goes on.
That Oscar-winning composer has given life now to a brand new music.
amazing performance this weekend, Saturday, August 27th.
And the other extra thing is Don Mclean will be performing.
On the red carpet, we have Tony winners, Trent Kowalik and Carol Coolish. Emmy winner, Faith Rivera, one of the main singers in the show.
Supreme Master Ching Hai is just...
Now approaching the red carpet, we have Golden Globe and Grammy nominee, songwriter and actor, Frank Stallone from Rocky.
In an exciting blend of Broadway and Hollywood, theater and music, Supreme Master Television celebrated its 5th anniversary with the world premiere of The Real Love.
As government commendations and congratulatory messages marked the channel's 5-year milestone, over 3,000 guests arrived at the Grand Pasadena Civic, USA, and were joined by dignitaries and award-winning celebrities.
The spectacular show was broadcast live globally and hosted by VEG actors Grant Alexander, Kristen Bauer, Ed Begley Jr., Elaine Hendricks, and Haley Marie Norman.
Hello, everyone.
5, 4, 3, 2, and fade out music.
The Real Love presents a glimpse of the extraordinary life of Supreme Master Ching Hai through a musical starring award-winning actress Joanna Ampil, Tony winners Daisy Egan and Katie Huffman, and Tony nominees Adam Pascal and Robert Torti.
Guest stars are Tony-winning singer Betty Buckley, Italian classical pop star Filippa Giordano, legendary Oscar-winning actress Shirley Jones, Tony winners Trent Kowalik and Carol Coolish, Emmy-winning singer Faith Rivera, noted actor and singer Tom Schmid, screen veteran Dick Van Patten, and soprano Lynn Winterseller, all part of an exceptional 38-member cast accompanied by a 21-piece orchestra.
Original music was created by esteemed composers, Oscar and 5-time Emmy winner Bill Conti, 2-time Oscar winner Al Kasha, Emmy nominee Doug Katsaris, Tony and Emmy winner Don Pippin, and Oscar and 2-time Grammy winner David Shire. They set to song the melodious poetry of Supreme Master Ching Hai, the event's guest of honor, who attended via live video conference.
Very special guest of honor, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
In a heartwarming highlight, Supreme Master Ching Hai conveyed her love and support for humanity through her goodwill donations to 6 dedicated charitable organizations.
It's wonderful. It is the real love.
American icon Don Mclean also took to the stage to perform some of his greatest hits.
We started singing bye, bye, this American pie. Rode the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was right.
Enjoying a festive vegan banquet, the audience also had a chance to experience Supreme Master Ching Hai's unique aesthetic creations through a vibrant exhibition at the venue.
As all the wondrous art forms show us, there is hope for peace on earth when we believe only in love. Please join us for the conclusion of the 12-part series of Supreme Master Television's 5th anniversary celebration.
after experiencing Supreme Master Television's landmark 5th anniversary celebration. I must say it was fantastic. I mean, did you enjoy it, Billy?
I sure did, Deborah. I had a great time with the musical performances, some of my favorite stars. What did you like most, Brandy?
Can I say everything? I loved everything about it, and befittingly, it was at the Pasadena Civic, one of the most respected performance halls in the U.S. that's hosted everything from Broadway musicals, People's Choice Awards, to the Emmy Awards. How about you, Rich?
Well, being a vegan, what I really enjoyed about this show were all the thoughtful discussions basically about love for one another, including the animals.
Yeah. You know, after watching the Real Love musical and hearing Supreme Master speak about the ideals of peace and love, I can see where the vision of Supreme Master Television came from, and it's obvious at this point.
That's true. And for me, the poems set to music were so beautiful. You can actually read them in this beautiful program booklet that I have here. And you can see that Supreme Master Ching Hai has written poetry throughout her youth, wherever she's been, from Olac, which is Vietnam, to Germany, to India.
Wow.
Really beautiful. The Real Love made me even more curious to know more about Supreme Master Ching Hai's life, because the musical was based on just that.
Well, they say that fact is more interesting than fiction. It's certainly the case with Supreme Master Ching Hai's amazing journey, as we're about to find out.
Yes, but first, we want to let you in on some other inside scoops of this spectacular event.
On its joyful anniversary, Supreme Master Television was honored with good wishes sent by dignitaries, celebrities, and friends from around the world.
Among them was a letter of commendation from the President of the United States, His Excellency Barack Obama.
Wow. In the weeks leading up to the highly anticipated anniversary event, as well as after the remarkable show, numerous announcements were made in print, radio, internet, and television media, along with movie theaters and mass outdoor media.
These included USA Today, the Los Angeles Times, ABC Channel 7, NBC Channel 4, Cable News Network or CNN, American Movie Classics or AMC, Turner Network Television or TNT, Hollywood Bowl Magazine, K-Earth 101.1 FM radio station, Laemmle Theaters, LA Weekly, The Washington Post, and many, many more.
Wow. That sounds like quite an impressive amount of publicity.
It absolutely does. Widespread media coverage have also included those by KCAL Channel 9 of Los Angeles, K-Mozart 1260 AM radio station, Pasadena Weekly, Pasadena Scene magazine, theater media such as Broadway World, Playbill, and Theater Mania. Can you guys keep up?
Plus, the event was featured in international publications from the Philippines to Australia to Formosa or Taiwan.
Wow. Global coverage.
You could say that again. With a thankful salute to these supportive media members, we present excerpts from some of the media coverage on Supreme Master Television's 5th anniversary celebration.
First, K-Mozart 1260 AM is Los Angeles' premier all-classical radio station with 5-time Grammy-nominated composer and pianist David Benoit among its accomplished hosts. You know what? Let's listen to an excerpt of an interview aired on the station ahead of the show.
Hi there, it's PJ Oakland with the Arts Report. She still holds the record for being the youngest actress in history to win a Tony Award, and in the 20 years since, her career roller coaster keeps her coming back to the boards. Her latest stage production is the new musical The Real Love, which premieres as a special event on Saturday, August 27th at the Pasadena Civic. It's Daisy Egan, and I sat down with her in studio to talk about the all-star cast and creative company made up of numerous Tony, Oscar, and Emmy winners that's come together for this one-day engagement.
I believe only in love.
Daisy, the show is being billed as inspired by the poetry of Supreme Master Ching Hai. Now that you're involved in the production and seeing how it's all developing, what is The Real Love all about?
Well, it's a true story about the Supreme Master, and she was from Vietnam. She ended up in Germany in the Red Cross, and her mission, her heart was telling her always to help people. She was raised Buddhist and Christian. So she fell in love with a dashing German doctor, and then she went through this crisis of faith. And so, on the advice of her good friend, Greta, who I happen to play.
Okay, you are Greta.
She went to India to learn from the living masters, to gain enlightenment. And that's where the story ends, is her sort of getting to the Himalayas.
But suddenly, she looked down, someone's feet were still groveling in darkness.
For they were searching for happiness without, just like her before, bearing over millions of ages, her tears were then rolling down.
But it's really a message about love and all kinds of love, and also just love for yourself and your own process, and remembering to listen to what your heart is telling you and heed it.
Well, it sounds like you can relate to that particular part of the message, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite fortuitous.
There you go. Well, we like messages about love. Love's a good message. Now, we should mention this has a 40-member cast, a 20-piece orchestra, along with Tony winner Daisy Egan. There's Tony winner Katie Huffman, Tony nominees Adam Pascal of Rent fame, and Robert Torti. Special guest stars feature Tony winner Betty Buckley, Oscar winner Shirley Jones. When you get to the composers, the brains behind the music in this case, original songs written by Oscar and Emmy winner Bill Conti, two-time Oscar winner Al Kasha. I mean, it's a phenomenal creative company put together. So this is a massive undertaking for one performance. Is this meant to be a one-off, or are there plans to maybe continue the show somehow?
As far as I know, it's a one-off. We are going to do it again the next day just to videotape it for posterity. I mean, I would hope. It's a lot of work, for one performance.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
And it's massive. When you're in the rehearsal room with the whole cast and crew, it reminds me of like when I was in Les Mis.
Right.
It's just massive. And I have to say, everybody has really thrown themselves into it 100%. And people just seem very gung-ho about it, so it's nice.
Are you enjoying the music?
I am. All the songs are poems by the Supreme Master Ching Hai, and the songs are beautiful.
You've got to breathe the air of heaven. You've got to go where the wind blows.
Yeah, excellent. Well, one of the other unusual aspects of the show is it's really a two-part event. The musical's being paired up with a concert featuring Don Mclean of American Pie fame. So how does that work?
Yes, it's a full-length musical concert, and then there's, of course, a banquet afterward. It's going to be a whole day of music and fun.
Big extravaganza. All right. All the details are at thereallovemusic.com. That is the Arts Report. I'm PJ Oakland on K Mozart.
I believe only in love.
And now, the Pasadena Foothills magazine features organizations and individuals making a difference in the Pasadena region for a readership of 80,000. Wow. In an article for the magazine titled Supreme Master Television Celebrates 5-Year Anniversary, Justin Kibbe writes, the musical is inspired by a true story about a woman who is deeply in love with her equally tender husband, a doctor. But as their happy marriage blossoms, a calling propels her to make a heart-rending decision, remain with her beloved, or sacrifice everything in search of happiness for all humanity. In what seems a destined journey, she travels through India and the Himalayas, encountering adventure, danger, and surprises along the way.
Sounds really good. Mr. Kibbe continues. An art exhibition of the creative works of Supreme Master Ching Hai is open to event attendees free of charge before and after the show. As a painter, Supreme Master Ching Hai is full of exuberance for nature. As a poet and composer, her romantic heart invokes the deeply human. She is the author of 3 #1 best-selling books. Her fashion designs deftly weave elegance, comfort, and the flavors of diverse cultures. Her refreshing artistic style is famous for rekindling sparks of joy and tender love inside viewers' hearts.
Go Vegan Radio with Bob Linden is one of the world's first vegan radio programs and broadcasts in Los Angeles. Here's an excerpt of an interview with leading lady-turned-vegan Joanna Ample.
It was 5 years ago that marks the start of Supreme Master Television. which is a wonderful entity, voice of compassion and environmental sustainability and veganism. And so this weekend, we're celebrating the 5th anniversary of Supreme Master TV. And today we have the honor to speak to Joanna Ampil. She is an internationally renowned theater actress and singer, recognized, most notably for her work in the prestigious West End of London. She made her debut in a starring role at the age of 17 in Miss Saigon, and later Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber selected her to play Mary Magdalene in Jesus Christ Superstar, and she's performed for the royal family and heads of state. And now this amazing performance this weekend, Saturday, August 27th, at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, The Real Love. See, it's Tony winners and Oscar winners everywhere.
I know, the people I could only dream of working with. I am so blessed.
This is like a Broadway production or London West End production. So tell us about the role you play in the story.
Well, this role must be one of the best roles I've played.
That's saying a lot.
It is. It is.
I recognize all of these.
And I have played some amazing parts, and this would have to be at the top.
And sisters and brothers in the fragrant rice field, and past adolescent love like a sad refrain.
It's a real story. I'm playing a real person here. And it's been such a wonderful journey for me because for this particular part, I've turned vegan. So that in itself is a gift. It's a love story. It's a story of Tan during her early years when she was still working at the Red Cross, when she was helping out the refugees from Vietnam. And the songs that I sing in the show are inspired by her poems. Actually, they are her poems.
The curtains are drawn. I know you are in the palace. Just can't open the door.
So yeah, it's basically her love story leading up to the time when she was seeking enlightenment. It's got a lot of colors. It's a beautiful part.
Right. So this is the poetry of Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Yes, it's her poetry.
It sounds like it would be a very beautiful show. I said, look at all the names here. I mean, Dick Van Patten and Shirley Jones,
I know.
Betty Buckley, Grant Alexander,
Is
Ed
it
Begley.
amazing?
And there's also a Don Mclean concert, Bye Bye Miss American, and a vegan feast.
Exactly. What more can you ask for?
So many good people around who are doing so much good in the world. I really so admired Supreme Master Ching Hai for all the great work, disaster relief, the loving hut change, and all so valuable and all seen on Supreme Master TV. You have to memorize a lot here.
We just went in there with an open heart and we absorbed everything that quickly because it is such a beautiful story and the songs are so easy to learn and it just grabs you. They're so catchy.
You make my life flowing like the river water.
I think this is going to be one of those magical experiences. And you said your experience was going vegan as part of this role?
Yes, it is. It is. If I'm going to play Tan, of course, I've never met Supreme Master Ching Hai, but it's just part of the process. I might as well turn vegan. And my goodness, when I tried vegan food, it's so yummy. And they have so many alternatives as well. They're even better than the real thing. Like their cheesecake, I was in love with it. I was like, my gosh, this is better than, the actual cheesecake. So
Right. I consider the show a success already because you've gone vegan as a result.
I know, and I'm loving it. And I feel lighter, and I feel cleansed.
I'm doing it 27 years now, so...
I actually want to thank One World Vegan Restaurant for the food they provide us with. They're so yummy. Everyone in the cast are turning vegan because of this, because the food is so good.
Because the food is so great, and then you
so
realize
amazing.
You're not hurting anybody. Nobody gets hurt in the process, and
you're not
good
guilty.
for your health and the environment.
And also Loving Hut, they give us food, and they're so generous.
Right, Loving Hut, now there are over 200 worldwide, and people can go to lovinghut.us for locations near them, and One World is in West Covina.
You know what? It really is awesome that Joanna transitioned to being vegan, like me. Yeah. Next, Hollywood Today often ranks #1 in the entertainment section in Google News, where its headlines are read by more than 58 million readers. The Supreme Master Television Network celebrates its 5th anniversary with a star-studded Broadway-style original musical in a one-time performance and a concert by Don Mclean and art exhibition. Now, this amazing musical, concert, and art exhibit is a must-see for everyone. In addition to the stars performing, many stars will be attending this event.
There's more. Coming from Pasadena Weekly, the definitive news, culture, and entertainment resource for living in the greater Pasadena area for nearly 30,000 readers. The attractive headline, Starry, Starry Night, Don McLean headlines celebrity-filled show bringing the real love to Supreme Master TV, starts off Carl Kozlowski's article for the weekly publication. He writes, "It's not often that old Hollywood stars team up for a new age entertainment event, but that unlikely combination will indeed come together Saturday for a one-time only spectacle at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium as the internet-streamed Supreme Master TV channel presents the star-studded musical The Real Love, preceded by a concert from perennial favorite singer-songwriter Don McLean."
I love Don McLean, right? That's a good time right there. The nonprofit enterprise focuses on constructive news and programs that foster peace and healthy green living, says Don Solomon, the media rep for Supreme Master TV. Since starting in 2006, it's around the world with 14 satellite platforms on 90 cable and IPTV networks. We also have over 40 subtitles for languages, which is super cool, says Solomon. Wow.
The channel is inspired by Supreme Master Ching Hai, a woman who teaches the Kuan Yin method of meditation. It is not named directly after her, however, but on her primary principle that there is a divine spirit within all beings. Supreme Master Ching Hai is a prolific poet, and her writings provided the inspiration for the Real Love musical when two-time Oscar-winning composer Al Kasha felt that Supreme Master Ching Hai's life, story, and poems should be presented in a musical theater form.
4 other award-winning composers team up and create the play, songs, and score, including Oscar winner and 5-time Emmy winner Bill Conti, Emmy nominee and your friend.
Yes, Doug Katsaros.
That's right, Tony and Emmy winner Don Pippin, and Oscar and 2-time Grammy winner David Shire. Add in a 21-piece orchestra and 37-member cast featuring Tony winners Daisy Egan, Katie Huffman, Adam Pascal, Robert Torti, and Betty Buckley, plus Oscar winner Shirley Jones and Emmy nominees Grant Alexander and Ed Begley Jr. And it is clear that Supreme Master TV has made an impact on the Hollywood scene.
That was indeed nicely written. And going to the next media group. First printed in 1884, Pasadena Star News is the main daily newspaper for the Pasadena, California community. Staff writer Michelle Mills interviewed Tony Award winner Daisy Egan for her article, which was published in both Pasadena Star News and Pasadena Scene magazine.
Could you give me a brief synopsis of The Real Love?
Real Love, it's a true story about this woman who is still alive. So that's actually kind of interesting to be doing a sort of bio show about someone who's still alive. She was from Vietnam. She was working at the Red Cross and she fell madly in love with a German doctor. And they married and they were head over heels for each other. And then she sort of was having trouble feeling connected to God. She went to India to find living masters and to sort of re-find her faith. And that's where the story ends. Of course, her story goes on and on and on.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
So what is the overall goal or message that the play wants to impart to the audience?
I would say that the overall message is about the power of love and how restorative and powerful that love and faith can be. That Tan was so driven by her faith, even though it was a crisis of faith. I think part of what makes faith faith is that you go through periods where you are not sure and then, you know, hopefully regain it. So I think that's what it's about, is really the power of love to change lives.
Now, you say you play her best friend?
Yeah.
Now, do you get to sing?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Very cool. Now, is there anything else you'd like to say to encourage people to come out and see the Real Love?
I think this is a really, really interesting and exciting project. The message of the show is so universal in just that you can have faith in anything, and to just trust that the path that you're on is the path that you are supposed to be on, and to sort of let go and let God, I guess. It's not going to be preachy, you know, it's a love story that has a larger message. And the food afterward is going to be really good.
And there's an art show.
And there's an art show.
And it's got music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah, the whole team is tremendous.
And we're lucky to have it coming here to Pasadena.
Ms. Mills titled her article, "A Star-Studded Cast Brings a Message of Love and Faith to the Stage." She writes, at 11, Daisy Egan beamed as she accepted the Tony Award for Best Performance by a featured actress in a musical for her role in The Secret Garden. Now, Egan took a 3-year break from acting, and now at 31, she's back and ready to take the stage in The Real Love, a musical. The one-night show is a lavish, star-studded production with Katie Huffman, Adam Pascal, Robert Torti, Betty Buckley, Shirley Jones, and Faith Rivera, leading a 40-member cast. It features the poetry of Supreme Master Ching Hai, set to music by Bill Conti, Al Kasha, Doug Katsaros, Don Pippin, and David Shire, performed by a 20-piece orchestra.
Gosh, it all sounds so exciting. Next, The Mother Love Show is a weekday program on the internet's popular LA Talk radio station, hosted by the multi-award-winning host and another friend of yours.
That's right,
Mother Love.
In studio with me is Tony Award winner Daisy Egan. Where's it going to be?
Pasadena Civic Auditorium.
Okay.
It's going to be a whole afternoon of like music and festivities and food and awesomeness. It's a fully produced and put together musical, and it's based on Supreme Master Ching Hai, early part of her life. I looked up, you know, what they do. I knew that they were into vegetarianism and green living and peaceful living.
Cohabitation of all people.
Right. And that certainly appeals to me.
Who put this together? Did Supreme Master TV do this?
Like they had a vision and they were like, all right, we're just going to do it. And it's great because everybody's really committed and having fun.
So now this seems to be like it's going to be an all-day event because there's going to be an art exhibit.
Right.
Ed Bagley is going to be the MC. Music is by Oscar winners Al Kasha, Bill Conti, Grammy winner David Shire, Emmy winner Don Pippin, Emmy nominee Doug Katsaros. I mean, some major hitters are in there.
The music, I have to say, is gorgeous. To hear the ensemble singing everything in full harmony, full out, gives you goosebumps. It's really beautiful.
So you're excited about being in this?
There's going to be some big, giant MC stars, and then the show, which is going to be awesome. And then a big banquet afterward, a big vegan banquet.
Vegan banquet?
Yeah. And they do a really good job with that food.
See, people don't realize how good vegan food can be.
That's great. And now, Yahoo News is one of the top-ranking global internet news sites, featuring articles from major news sources, and they had this right. I quote, "The musical features the heartfelt poetry of Supreme Master Ching Hai, world-renowned spiritual leader, humanitarian, best-selling author, poet, and artist, set to music by a constellation of eminent composers. The profound lyrics soar as the melodies are accompanied by a seasoned 20-piece orchestra."
Wow. State of the Arts is a weekly series on LA Talk Radio supporting the performing arts, hosted by acclaimed theater director Paul Stroioli and veteran Broadway entertainment producer Michael Sterling.
I will be doing The Real Love,
a new musical. And so this is a one-time event, huh?
It's a one-time event, but it's a fully produced, fully staged, fully costumed, setted, 21-piece orchestra.
Holy cow.
Event. And the cast is gigantic. I think there's like 40 people.
My gosh. And music is by Bill Conti?
Bill Conti and Don Pippin and a bunch of other people. And I have to tell you that to hear the cast singing in 4-part harmony, all these beautiful songs, and they're all poems that the woman who the show is based on wrote, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
A renowned spiritual leader, humanitarian poet, and artist.
Right, based on her time in Germany and India in the 70s. So it's beautiful. It's going to be a fun day.
It sounds like a lot of work just for one performance.
I know.
But you know, I always seek out those things that are the very, very short runs. It's the only opportunity you get to see them.
Yeah.
Because the energy is such that they're putting everything into it. It's like opening night and closing night on the same evening. TheRealLoveMusic.com. through.
Well, that's something to see and unique in itself, as just described, and one time only. So you got to be there for that, right? Absolutely.
From BroadwayWorld.com, the world's largest and most comprehensive theater site, we saw headlines on the event such as Adam Pascal, Betty Buckley, etc. Set for Real Love concert August 27th. The Real Love debuts at Pasadena Civic, broadcast live, and 6 charities received donations at the world premiere of the Real Love musical.
Broadway World also commented on August 27th, a sold-out tribute world premiere of the musical The Real Love took place at the Pasadena Civic Auditorium in California, USA. For the creation of this musical, famous actors, singers, songwriters, and composers worked closely together to honor world-renowned peacemaker, humanitarian, poet, acclaimed artist, best-selling author, and spiritual teacher, Master Ching Hai.
Broadway World then quotes the fabulous composer David Shire as saying, "I think it's probably because of the largeness of the Supreme Master's soul that she has the kind of largeness of artistic temperament."
I agree. In yet another article, Broadway World notes, in what may be the first time in musical theater history, the opening of The Real Love was also experienced by worldwide television viewers watching the live broadcast of Supreme Master Television.
And now, this is also exciting. A segment by KCAL 9 TV Channel 9, whose claim to fame is its Emmy award-winning news team serving millions of households in the greater Los Angeles area. Let's watch.
And Oscar-winning composer has given life now to a brand new musical.
These are rehearsal scenes from The Real Love. It features Tony Award-winning performers. Al Kasha helped write The Real Love. He won an Academy Award for his song The Morning After from the Poseidon Adventure. Al is here to tell us more about the musical and where you can experience it. First of all, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you both very much.
Academy Award winner.
Twice.
Twice.
Poseidon Adventure and the Towering Inferno.
What a great song. You know, I worked with Maureen McGovern a few years ago, and she still talks about what a wonderful song that was.
Oh, thank you. It's a #1 around the world.
Yeah,
I want to talk about this show this weekend.
Let's talk about it.
We'll be at the Civic in Pasadena, and we're sold out. We want everyone to come anyway. And Ed Begley is going to be the host. And it was my idea to come up with a musical because it has the traditions of all great musicals. Supreme Master Ching Hai. And her life is that she was Vietnamese. She fell in love with a German, but she felt her calling was to speak to the world about love and peace in the one world. And all great musicals have that story.
Based on a true story, right?
It's based on her true story. So I said, okay, Al, if you want to write a musical, and we have other composers, Bill Conti, who wrote Rocky, and we have David Shire, who wrote Baby for Broadway. So we have a really good show, and we hope everyone comes.
Boy, that's quite a writing staff you've got there. Those are no small hitters there.
No, all of us are Oscar winners. And the other extra thing is Don Mclean will be performing, who did Bye Bye Miss American Pie, and his other hits, Vincent, and his many other hits.
Starry Night.
Starry Night, right, exactly. So I'm thrilled to be involved in this. And if you look at Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, which this is a natural, Sound of Music, The King and I, and South Pacific are all the same musical. Oscar Hammerstein said 2 separate worlds come together. We have a nun in Sound of Music with this rich baron, a war going on, kids, no wife.
Right.
King and I, a king from Siam, and a woman who's a teacher from England. South Pacific, a French plantation owner, kids, no wife, and the girl from Nellie Forbush, who's from the Navy. So the 2 separate worlds come together. Our Lady, the Master Supreme, is from Vietnam. She falls madly in love with this German man, but feels her calling is to talk about peace and love in the world and being a vegan, eating correctly. And she's now on 50 platforms throughout the world. And I said, let me write a musical about it. And other fine composers like Bill Conti and David Shire.
Looking at the list, and you got Tony Award winners, you got Golden Globe winners, Oscar winners, the list goes on. It sounds like a wonderful thing. Thank you so much.
Everyone come.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm very impressed.
So am I.
In admiration of Supreme Master Ching Hai's message of peace and life of service, 2-time Oscar-winning composer Al Kasha, who had set her poems to songs on previous occasions, proposed that the verses be taken further to create an entire musical.
With Supreme Master Ching Hai's permission, we would like to share with viewers excerpts of cordial letters exchanged between Mr. Kasha and Supreme Master Ching Hai, in case you may wish to know how the real love came into being.
On August 17th of this year, 2011, Mr. Kasha respectfully sent Supreme Master a letter of invitation to attend the musical.
Dear Supreme Master Ching Hai, it is an immense honor for me to wholeheartedly invite you to attend the premiere of the musical, The Real Love, on August 27, 2011. Based on your lovely poetry, I believe I, as well as the other composers, have put together an amazing musical production with top-tier talents from Broadway to share your unique story, which truly bespeaks of the love and sacrifice you have for humanity. It is a story of faith, which is so important to us all. As you are the inspiration for the musical, I hope you will be able to grace us with your presence. It will mean so much to me and all the performers who have dedicated their heart and talents in bringing this musical to life. I bid you safe travels and health in your selfless mission. With friendship and respect, Al Kasha.
In her letter of reply, Supreme Master Ching Hai had written,
Dearest Mr. Al Kasha, I was so touched knowing your support and love through the staff and your uplifting writing. I am in tears because I'll miss the chance to see you there. Please forgive me. Forgive life. I feel so much love from you from afar and so much from me to you. May God grant you more than you ever wish. I'm in love with your music. Thanks for the high honor. Embrace you with love, Ching Hai.
After the event, Mr. Kasha wrote another letter to Supreme Master Ching Hai to express his heartfelt thoughts. Following is an excerpt.
Dear Supreme Master Ching Hai, I am writing to tell you how proud I am of The Real Love, the magical musical telling the story of your life that was recently presented at the Pasadena Civic Center. When I first thought of the idea to create a musical of your life, I had no idea that it would come together so beautifully. I truly appreciate the opportunity to help make this grand event happen, and couldn't believe how professional and polished it was, especially with such a short amount of time to make this masterpiece the overwhelming success that it was. Supreme Master, you are a living example of following your calling, and your story offers the courage of commitment to millions of people around the world, enlightening the deepest parts of their souls. It gives people the hope and peace that they can turn to whenever they need in these troubled times. Your legacy is so important and needs to live on. As a Supreme Master, you are a great example and an inspiration for humankind. I believe that God has put us together for such a time as this, as I believe that your pledge to love in action will instill and encourage the populace, allowing your one life to change the lives of millions. With friendship, respect, and admiration, we embrace you with our love. Al Kasha.
This was accompanied by a letter to Supreme Master Ching Hai by his wife, Seal Kasha.
Dear Supreme Master Ching Hai, my name is Seal Kasha. I've been married for 43 years to my husband Al Kasha, who, through his genius of music and writing, has garnered every award in the entertainment field of movies, theater, television, and music. My husband Al has a mild case of Parkinson's disease, which causes tremors in his right hand. He has tried many methods to correct this tremor, and while some have been helpful, none have given him the relief that he's been looking for. While you were speaking on the screen at the 5th annual anniversary of Supreme Master Television at The Real Love the Musical, his right hand ceased shaking, which was truly a blessing and a miracle to us. Your words of spirit penetrated his heart into a grace of calmness, and it's because of your message he was moved into a heavenly healing through your real love. We pray for you in your ministry and feel that through the power of The Real Love musical and the hard work of those involved, many will be inspired to continue your work of love in action. I embrace you with my love and thankfulness for your work in awakening the world to new possibilities with friendship, respect, and admiration. Seal Kasha.
In response to Mr. and Mrs. Kasha's sincerity, Supreme Master Ching Hai wrote,
Dear Mr. Kasha, I truly appreciate your pure-hearted inspiration for bringing the Real Love musical into being. Without you, we would not have such a beautiful creation to enjoy. You made it so special, and I'm sure all the audience members watching in person and on television were moved as well, as on numerous previous occasions. You once again made beautiful melodies for my poems. The songs were so appropriately romantic, exuberant, and tender. Thank you so much for your dedicated, honoring spirit. Thank you for your real love. My love and best wishes in your work as a noble artist, Mr. Kasha. May God bless you and your cherished ones, especially your faithful, devoted, precious, beloved wife, Seal. Please thank her for the love-filled letter she wrote to me. With great honor, love, and blessings, Ching Hai.
That's so inspiring.
Indeed, and felt with such heartfelt love. And I loved Al Kasha's music in the show.
Yeah.
And I have to admit.
All the original songs by all the composers in the musical, they were absolutely beautiful.
With those profound lyrics and splendid melodies, they are true masterpieces. Now, Supreme Master Ching Hai also received a heartfelt letter from award-winning actress Miss Joanna Ampel, who played the role of Tan in the musical. Following is an excerpt.
Dear Supreme Master Ching Hai, my name is Joanna Ampel, and I have the honor of portraying Tan in the Real Love musical. I feel the urge to write to you because I am overflowing with a wonderful feeling which I'm afraid cannot be expressed in words alone, especially when I sing your poems. I'm so touched by them that I keep having to suppress the tears just to be able to get my voice out and sing those beautiful tunes. Playing the role is an absolute joy. I'm in the process of also getting to know myself and what I really want in life. What a life-changing experience this is turning out to be. I have never felt so at peace and so happy in a role before. I haven't met you yet, but I somehow feel your presence like an angel guiding my every move during rehearsals. For that, I thank you. This beautiful journey of getting to know Tan is the highlight of my career. I have been placed here for a more profound reason. I may not know it yet, but my heart feels it. Thank you for bringing peace and joy to so many and your endless love to humanity and the world. Whether or not I'll have the pleasure of meeting you, I just want you to know how grateful I am to be playing the most beautiful character ever and meeting a bunch of talented actors and creative team that I could only dream of working with. Thank God for the gift of you. With love and admiration, Joe.
When you spoke of the suffering in this world.
In her letter of reply, Supreme Master Ching Hai had written,
Loved Joe, the honor is mine. You're beautiful. Thank you for your love-filled letter. If you only know how I'd love to attend and how sorry I can't. Your passion and dedication touches me so much. God bless you and all your sweet dreams. You'll be glorious in your performance. Embrace you with love and admiration, Ching Hai.
If the world doesn't hurt, then my heart doesn't hurt. That's what I